Welcome, 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 amazing women, to the Chosen Few, Feminine Extraordinary Women group. I am Sri Namaste Moore, and I am welcoming you to this amazing space, this movement of extraordinary women living their lives of greatness to the legendary and beyond. Welcome, welcome. I wanted to come in tonight and to, depending on when you're watching this, it may be day, and that's fine too. But I wanted to come in and I wanted to provide a bit of an opportunity to help you understand the space that you have dropped into. You see, often when people join groups, nobody tells you what this group is about, right? You see the name of the group. You might even see a little description of the group. Maybe somebody told you that awesome things are happening in the group, but no one really gives you the real as far as what the group is about, who the group is run by, nothing to really allow you to integrate into the group or even to know if the group is for you or not. So to help with that, because my husband and I, Baba Richard, and we have run groups online since the early 90s, maybe even before then. I know that I ran my first online group in 1992, I believe it was. And I believe that Baba was doing stuff online even before that, okay? So we are not new to running groups online. We were running groups online. We did bulletin boards, and then when YouTube started having groups, I did YouTube groups. And then after that, we moved into, once those started going away a little bit, then we started moving into Facebook groups. We've run groups on social media, off of social media. We have a huge background, and so groups are a wonderful thing. When you know what you're getting into, when you know what to expect, when you know the rules of engagement, and when you have a person whoever is the facilitator of the group, the leader of the group, if they know how to run groups. A lot of times, one or more of those things are missing, and then you end up with an experience of the group that maybe isn't so much fun. It's not what you were looking for, and it takes a long time to figure that out. So we're going to give it to you right out the bat. So some of you guys who have been in the group for a while, you might say, oh my goodness, this explains so much to me as far as why I didn't know how to interact in this group. Some of you who are brand new, you're going to love this because it's going to give you some languaging around this group, some presuppositions about how we operate in this group, how we handle each other in the group, little phrases that we say so you can chime in and feel like you are a part of the Cool Girls Club, because you definitely are a part of the Extraordinary Women Club by being in the group. A little bit about me and my background as the facilitator of your group, of this group, and a bit about why we started the group to begin with, and what you can hope to get from it. Okay, does that sound like something good to you guys? Because that's really what I wanted to go through with you all today. Okay, so let's start with the easiest thing. The easiest thing is like, who are you? Right? Who are you, lady? I am Sri Namaste Moore. I'm the founder of Feminine Extraordinary Women. I am also the founder of the Sanctum, the space for extraordinary women to go and deepen into their feminine. So that is all about a space for feminine transformation. I am the channeler and the oracle of the feminine. She has chosen me to be her voice in this time and in this space and at this hour, and I am very and deeply thankful. When I talk about the feminine, I am talking about the feminine aspect of intelligent infinity. So I want to be very clear there, okay? And so that feminine divine, if you will, the feminine aspect of intelligent infinity has chosen me as her channel, as her oracle, as her voice. I underwent a number of initiations to be able to, starting when I was 6, to be able to carry her voice and to say what she would have me say. I am the master code holder of feminine submission and surrender, as well as potency. And with my husband, we are the voice and vessel of dyadic consciousness. We are the people who were chosen by dyadic consciousness, the couple, to bring this new form of consciousness, this evolved form of consciousness into humanity on the planet at this space and time. It's pretty freaking powerful. Dyadic consciousness has not existed in thousands of years, and now not only is it ancient, but it's also future. So we often call it the ancient future of humanity. And it is the next iteration. It is what lies beyond what we are doing now is dyadic consciousness. That is the next stage for humanity. That is the next stage for transhumans, those who are going beyond our humanity, okay? And that's the form it is taking. I've been in spiritual leadership myself now for over 25 years. My husband and I together have over 70 years of spiritual leadership. We have run churches, we have run groups, we have started movements, we have taught in all different kinds of spaces. So we have a lot of experience in that realm. I am a 6th generational prophet. Prophecy runs in my family, and I am the 6th, to my knowledge, the 6th generation, maybe more, of this particular form's lineage that has that gift. I'm a master metaphysician. I am proficient in over a dozen healing modalities and different trainings, healing and personal development modalities, including law of attraction, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, as well as the art of feminine presence. I've trained with Rachel Jane Groover. I was mentored by Jean Houston. I have a lot of experience, okay? I've sat in and been on the boards of some of the largest corporations, some of the biggest spiritual communities, and have been taught and sat under some of the most amazing elders of our time. I am an ordained prophetess, an ordained pastor, an ordained metaphysician as well. I am an oracle and a student of the ancient mysteries. What ancient mysteries? All of them. Most of my life, I have studied spirituality across the globe. So I have a global and trans-global consciousness that I approach things from. I am not just looking and sitting within the space of the society that we are currently sitting in, but I roam to the past, to the future, from this space into other spaces on the globe, and also off of this particular planet and dimension, okay? I always say I am high woo, meaning that if it's other and seems a little like, whoa, that's different, I'm probably a part of that realm, okay? The difference is I am not New Age. The New Age tends to strip ancient teachings, ancient understandings, ancient wisdom and knowledge of all of its teeth and all of its roots in order to make it easily palatable, in order to make it bite-sized and into buzzwords. That is not what we do. We are not New Age. So we recognize that every age is the new age for those who are in it, right? And at the same time, we believe that there is a depth to ancient teachings. There's a depth of understanding and wisdom and intelligence from that which comes from infinite intelligence that should not be diluted, and nor should it be scrubbed of all of its potency, all of its richness and profundity in favor of making it something cute that people can just walk around and throw about. We don't do that. Okay, and this is huge to understand, beloveds, because we don't do that, because as a unit, the infinite couple, my husband and I, that's what we're known as, the infinite couple. As a unit, we don't do that. And as individuals, we don't do that. Which means that you might come in and be like, oh yes, I know about this because I listened to someone who knew like this much about it, and I didn't know anything, and they knew this much about it, and so that's what you're talking about. And I will often say, no, because what I'm talking about is based on going to the well, not drinking from the thimble. And so part of what we are here to do is to cultivate in you an appetite and a palate for the refined and the elevated and the deep and the rich. We are here to help you learn how to develop those canines and those molars so that you can masticate the meat of consciousness, you see, so that you can really digest and integrate into your body form intelligent infinity, as opposed to trying to feast on cotton candy. Okay? I am a holder of the divine secrets. Yes, intelligent infinity tells me their secrets all the time. I can barely sleep because it's always speaking with 1,000 tongues. Okay. My husband and I have had the honor of being featured in Forbes, okay, and I've been called the feminine bodhisattva, the feminine scientist, the feminine thought leader of this age, and more by pioneers in the realms of spirituality and consciousness. I've lived a life of absolute devotion, and ceremonially vowed obeisance to my purpose for over 18 years. Okay. And the only reason I'm counting it from that point is because that's where it was a formal thing. There's a formal vow that was given. And it's taken in the form of my love and relationship and then marriage to Master Richard Moore, who is my husband and also my guru. Okay. We have 8 children in our blended family, ranging in age from 20 to 32. We have a combined over 36 years in corporate, including he has a lot of experience in diversity. He has a degree in sociology. He actually spent quite a long time of his corporate career focusing on diversity and inclusion for the biggest companies in the country and helping them increase their diverse spend by millions. He's been on the cover of magazines as well as so many other places and television because of his work in diversity. My corporate experience is in the realm of human resources, training, recruiting, and customer service. Okay. I also retired as a doula, so one of the top doulas in my area, as well as being a henna body artist for over 20 years. And then we started what is now known as Infinite Couple Enterprises in 2010. We grew our company to 7 figures organically, okay, without a team, before hiring or working with any agencies, and before bringing on a team of our own. And we now take great pleasure in supporting others in creating their infinite life. That's you. Others is you. Okay? So we take great pleasure in helping you and facilitating you and creating your infinite life as well, and growing your own enterprise, growing your own company with a foundation of legendary love, luxury, okay, and living your leading legacy. So it's 3 things that we really focus on, and we do all of that through the realm of the metaphysical. Everything we teach is metaphysically based. So what we always like to say is we make the spiritual practical. We make the things that are like energetic, we take it and make that practical. So if you are very centered on energy, you're probably going to be challenged a bit in this space, because I'm always going to bring it down to the practical. Okay, I'm always going to bring it down to the practical, because if it's not real in your life, if it's not real in your lived experience, it is literally irrelevant. Okay? And if you have a tendency to be focused on the practical, you might be challenged a little bit, because we're also going to always bring it back to the metaphysical and the energetic. Because if you don't understand the spirit behind something, then you don't really understand what you're doing. So you, beloved, extraordinary woman, are made to be both, and to utilize and occupy and embody both. And by so doing, it becomes more than the sum of its parts. And your life goes from being mundane to legendary. Okay? Sounds really easy, right? Okay. So what is Feminine Extraordinary Women? Feminine Extraordinary Women is a space for the feminine female field of the Infinite Life Movement. The Infinite Life Movement is what we call what we have birthed. this movement of people who want it all, who want to experience it all, men and women who are like, yes, I have a huge purpose, or even if I don't know what it is, but I do know that I am here for something, right? People who are like, I know that I love money. I love having a lot of money. I love luxury. I like having money to spend and do whatever I want to do with it, to spend on myself, to spend on things that are important to me, people that are important to me. I love that freedom. I love a life of freedom, and I love love. And I am insistent that I will have a life that is surrounded by love and me being love and expressing in loving ways. And I do not think, nor do I believe, that I must choose. I can have it all. And I have chosen, this is, if I'm going to choose, this is my choice. My choice is to have it all. That's what Feminine Extraordinary Women is. And that's what it's for. So, things to know about the group. So you can understand that in a group, we operate under certain presuppositions. So you have to decide if you agree with these, if this is resonant for you, and this is like yes, and if it is, then this is a place for you. If you don't agree with these presuppositions, or you're like, well, I don't know, I don't like it, this is probably not going to be some place that you feel really good. Okay? So here's the first one. The masculine and the feminine is at the core of it all. You need both. You only have one. That's the first presupposition. What do I mean when I say that? When I say that you need both, what I mean is that men and women need each other. You could not have entered into the portal of being a human on this planet if a man and a woman did not choose to come together at some point and provide a gateway for you to get here. As above, so below. So we need both. As women, we need men. They are amazing. They are fabulous. They are phenomenal. They are delicious and delectable. We need men. And we need them to be different from us. Now, we need them. We need the masculine in our lives. But internally within ourselves, we only have feminine. We do not have masculinity. I was talking to someone about this recently, and she was saying, you know, when you said that to me, I really started investigating that in my own experience, and I realized when I felt into my body, it was like, where is this masculine? That I keep saying I have a if I've been saying I have a masculine, where is it? Where is it inside of me? Where is it located? She's like, and I realized nowhere. It literally doesn't exist. And I was like, yes, exactly. It doesn't exist. You do not have a masculine. You do not have a masculine. But you do need men. And you do need masculinity. Hence your conundrum. Because there's nothing like needing something and realizing that it is not within you, which I recognize is a complete fly in the face of the idea that everything that you need is already in you. Right? But you need the masculine, and you don't have them inside of you, right? So in order to tap into, to connect with, to receive the benefits of, and to be encouraged and nourished, and to do all of those things that the masculine does, you must come in contact and connection with a masculine man. That's the first presupposition that we operate under. The second presupposition is that the feminine is only known in direct contrast to the masculine she is in relationship with. He leads, she follows. And I'm not certain that I've ever said it exactly this way before. So some of you who may have been following for a while may be like, oh, wow, this is, I don't think I've ever thought of it that way before. But this is what keeps you from trying to create an idol out of your femininity. Like, I am feminine like this. And it's just this little box that you have put yourself in. And so because you can't live and be all that you are in that little box, then anytime you decide that you need to be something or you want to express something that's not in that little box, then you call that not being feminine. Instead, we operate from the presupposition that the feminine is always just like yin and yang. Yin is always in contrast or is known in context of the yang. Yang, what is yang is known in context of what is yin. In the same way, the feminine is always known in her context of with the masculine. That's how she is known. Which means that, and it's not her sameness with the masculine, it's the contrast. And the simplest way I can put that is where he is, she is not, and where he is not, there she is. So it is always about the singular masculine that she is orienting herself around. It's a very intimate, very personal thing, which is why the feminine looks different in different cultures through different times and in different spaces, right? You look at what is feminine in the Sahara? What is feminine on a Viking with the Vikings? What is feminine when it comes to the First Nations? What is feminine when it comes to in the Netherlands? What is feminine in Egypt? What is feminine? If you look at those different cultures and even the subcultures within those cultures, you will find that how the feminine expresses is always different and distinct. This is what has led to the belief that femininity and masculinity are social constructs. They're not constructed by the society, they are just being expressed by the society. For instance, I've heard people say, oh, Asian men have a tendency to be so feminized. No, they are expressing their masculinity within their particular culture. They are that culture's expression of masculinity. That does not make it a construct, you see. Not in the way like it's just something that society made up. Not in that way. And fundamentally, the important thing for you, amazing, glorious, fantabulous, extraordinary woman, is that your feminine is going to express in context and in contrast to the masculine that you have chosen to connect your life with. Well, what if you don't have a masculine that you have chosen to connect your life with? Exactly. Without that masculine, you will tend to revert to your father, even if you don't have a relationship with him. Which is why so many women are carrying around all kinds of wounds, so many single women carrying around all kinds of wounds because they keep trying to escape the pattern of their father. But the only way to get out of the pattern of your father or the wounding that you have from that is in connection with your husband.